Today's quest is a bit of a strange one. The Queen of Varrock wants us to surprise her husband with a nice garden. So you'd think we'd just need to plant some pretty flowers and maybe a tree and be done with it. The Queen has other ideas, though, and she wants us to get only the finest, rarest plants for this royal garden. So we'll need to travel the world using some mind control and causing an international incident or two to meet the Queen's goal. Hi, I'm Graham. My friends and I set out to complete every quest in Old School Runescape, so come along as we take it one step at a time. Welcome to Cape Quest. While I'm waiting a quest start for the other two to show up, we get talking about one of the rewards for this quest, the activated Ring of Kairos. To recap, the Ring of Kairos was an item that we picked up in a quest quite a while ago, after we stole it from a mad scientist who was speedrunning his favorite Mary Shelley book. The ring has some minor illusion magic on it that makes the wearer look like a werewolf to other werewolves. But like most artifacts in fantasy stories, it can do so much more when it's in the proper hands. What does the Ring of Kairos allow us to do again?
Talk to werewolves and other things.
Mm-hmm. Well, the normal one allows you to, I believe, communicate with werewolves?
The upgraded Ring of Kairos, I think, just gives you, beneficial discounts and, selling properties to things. From what I remember.
Yeah, you get discounts on a lot of travel stuff, like half ticket costs on the minecarts, half ticket costs on the charter ships. It's required for a few different quests. Let's see. Yep, you retain access to the Werewolf Agility course. And then a handful of other rewards. A surprising amount dealing with the Fremnik, which we'll get to very soon, actually.
Excited for the Fremnik stuff.
Right.
I am just mildly concerned that we do Fremnik trials, a little bit of training, a lot of training, and then Fremnik Isles. That's gonna be a heck of a stream.
Yeah, Fremnik Isles, Fremnik Trials and Fremnik Isles is gonna be fun. Hopefully we can get through the Fremnik Isles. Alright, time to do that thing that we love doing in adventure games and just walking up and talking to royalty like it's no big deal. Also, Alex, for context that I don't remember if it comes up in this quest later or not, just keep in mind that until recently this lady was a barmaid.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, don't you remember? She used to work at the Blue Moon Inn.
Oh,
until the king
right.
married her.
So what you're saying is we're dealing with a Novo Riche?
Yeah, basically, yes. Yes, I would love to start the Garden of Tranquility quest.
So tell me, Queenie, is this Praxis?
Yeah. The Queen is very special.
I'm gonna equip the Ring of Kairos, follow not Graham, and then I'm gonna run off to grab a soda real quick.
Sounds good.
Understood, Coda. Don't worry.
Yes, taking notes are important.
Uh-huh.
Alright, no, this is the part where we talk to the wise
Tell
old man.
Me, Queenie.
Yeah. That's right. We talk to the wise old man and he laughs because it's just like, yeah, she was a barmaid until a couple months ago. We head off to speak with the wise old man, who's a fairly iconic figure in RuneScape lore, but he hasn't really come up too much in this challenge. He's that type of character who's been everywhere, seen everything, and now just spends his retirement helping younger adventurers like us out on their quests. He's very familiar with the history of the Ring of Kairos, and knows how to bring out its full potential, but only if we prove diplomatic enough to use it properly. To that end, he asks us a series of questions, ending with a hypothetical question relating to a crime he definitely did not commit, and once we answer correctly, he gives us the activated ring. Vivek was both best man and maid of honor.
I need to find those AI programs that they've done of Vivek.
I
Ring of Karos activated.
I actually read an article yesterday where somebody was trying to figure out why Starfield's kind of completely dropped out of the collective, like the public conscience already.
Uh-huh.
Whereas Skyrim was like a cultural phenomenon that will probably never be repeated.
Well, Graham, it's clearly because the fan base has come to expect too much thanks to video games like Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, and it's clearly because Starfield did not have giant cauldrons that you could hide the NPCs' faces with, so that you could steal their goods in the shops.
The article's conclusion was that Starfield's missing a lot of the organic storytelling that was by far the best part of Skyrim.
Yeah, agreed.
Like the moments you make for yourself.
Those moments when you run across a bandit who asks you for all of your gold when you're dressed in full Daedric plate mail.
Mm-hmm. The bandits who insist on running up and saying, never should have come here right after you finished killing a dragon. Yeah, definitely the buckets, yeah. The first stop on our farming world tour is Elston. After a bit of application of the ring's charm ability, and a tactical choice to not use it at the end of the conversation, he agrees to give us some delphinium seeds if we grow him some marigolds. Like the hops from the last quest, this takes 20 minutes of real-world time, so we're going to move on once we get them planted, just to make sure we're not just wasting that time. There are 3 gardeners in this quest who will exchange their seeds for something that we grow for them, which, as you might imagine, makes this whole thing take longer than you'd first expect.
What does it want from me with this questionnaire?
Diplomatic answers.
Cool.
If someone asks you to do something, you're doing it and you're happy about it. If someone is obviously awful and asks what you think, you're gonna compliment them. If someone wants to know who robbed the bank, it was definitely not the old man.
I did get that. I just didn't get the actual, like, you're good message.
The next gardener we talk to is Lyra, who will exchange some orchid seeds for some onions. Through the magic of the ring, we also discover that she evades the vampire's blood tithes by luring young men back to her parents' farm and handing them over to the vampires. That's a clever, if really dark, bit of world building, and we're just gonna put that little fact right back where we found it. Onions take about 40 minutes to grow, so we'll come back around once we've talked with some of the other gardeners. You know, thinking about it, my guess is why people latched onto Skyrim so quickly is twofold. One, that first trailer was basically perfectly paced and hit all the high notes at the exact right times. And 2, the Elder Scrolls main theme does a ton of heavy lifting. And I'm thinking about all the press I saw, or like all the ads I saw for Starfield, and they just are kind of lifeless. Which is pretty par for the course for the game, from what I've heard.
Graham, I finished raking this allotment right as we hit a server tick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did it immediately regrow weeds?
Yeah, but it also immediately advanced my onions to one patch of my onions to the next stage.
Nice. Do I like marigolds? I don't know if I've ever actually seen a real marigold. So I have no idea.
What are you talking about, Graham? They aren't real. They only exist in RuneScape. Also, wow, those are gorgeous flowers.
Oh yeah, those are pretty. And I totally have seen them before.
So just going up to Port Pharasmus.
Yes.
Remember that you have the ectofile in your bank now? That we got it from Ghosts Ahoy last session before last?
Last.
And it's
I do believe it is also contractually obligated Penguin's Fall collection.
It is. If you pull out the ecto file and put it in your inventory and click it, it'll teleport you straight to Port Phasmatis.
Yep, and then they've made it so it automatically fills itself, which is awesome, because it didn't used to do that, and I kept forgetting.
The curiosity fills itself on what?
So your character will automatically walk over and refill it from the ectofuntus.
Oh,
Our last gardener that actually wants us to grow something is Kragan. He'll exchange some snowdrop seeds for some cabbages, and by doing so become the bane of my existence. You see, plants can get diseased every time they attempt to grow to the next stage of their development, and if they're diseased for too long, they die. You can greatly reduce the chance of that happening by using compost, but unlike the other patches, I forgot to do that here. So when I came back to check on them later, they had died, and it took an extra 2 hours to grow some new ones because I kept rolling poorly every time the game would check for disease, even though I'd put some compost down that time. I don't have any footage of all that because it was 1 in the morning and I was tearing my hair out, but if I never have to grow another cabbage in RuneScape, it'll be too soon. With all the time-gated gardeners out of the way, we move on to Dantera. She knows the location of one of the last remaining white trees, which were nearly driven to extinction in the wake of the God Wars. It seems that the tree is sick, so we talk her into letting us take a cutting so that we can get another tree growing. It's a good argument, and she tells us where to find it. Nice to see a bit of conservation coming out of what is basically a royal power trip quest.
Alex, are
No,
you alive?
we lost him.
yes. Yeah, yes. What?
You
Yes. What?
You want to know what's running through my head right now, and it's entirely your fault.
Always.
Baby merchant, tots are us. I just heard it echoed from across the room. The best song ever.
You should really
We-
start
we-
playing
Heard
through these
Stealthy
quests.
yet?
we told my Alex's parents about it, and her dad already knew about Cop Rock and just made such a face when he was reminded of its existence.
Somehow
It's
I'm not surprised.
guilty. My
Yeah,
personal
I mean-
favorite part of Cop Rock so far is just during the ending song of the first episode, the judge taking the time during the song to thank both the jury and his wife.
Incredible.
Baby merchant,
Immediate
tots are us.
I'll
Something,
get your baby for you.
uh,
What?
Something tells me that I'm not gonna have to worry about Twitch's copyright bots picking up Cop Rock.
The creators do not wish to be associated with this thing that they made.
Probably the greatest evidence that apparently in the 80s everybody was just on cocaine.
Yep.
And
Not
also
only
the
are you
90s.
Not only are you not given a copyright strike, you just receive a packet in the mail that has the actual rights to the songs with like bloody handprints on it.
It's the Dark Brotherhood, but they're giving you song copyright.
Somewhere off in the distance, a rights holder is just like, finally, I am free, and they drift off to heaven.
just a manila envelope with the Cop Rock logo and a bloody handprint with right underneath, we know.
Next on our list is one of the brothers at the Edgeville Monastery. As a monk in a fantasy land, he picks up on the evil emanating from the ring immediately. He has some rose seeds that we need, but he won't give them to us unless we get rid of the ring for good. Continuing with the theme of diplomatic solutions, we throw the ring down the local well. He's so pleased at our apparent change for the better that he gives us the seeds, freeing us up to fish the ring back out of the well and continue on our merry way.
Which is funny, because we probably could have just approached the monastery and been like, we're trying to make a garden for the king of Varrock. You are a subject of Varrock. Gimme.
Give me the goods.
Yeah, but like, sensical decisions are not our character's strong suit.
No. Anyway, chuck the ring down a well.
Oh,
That
no.
far yet, I'm still running.
I would not want to wake up in 7th grade tomorrow. Like, please.
No, absolutely not. Please,
Yeah.
no. 0 of 10. No.
I'm trying to think where I was in 7th grade, and I'm pretty sure my mind is attempting to block it out to protect me.
Yeah, like 7th grade was not a good time in my life, and not something I'm eager to repeat.
That's funny.
Hmm.
I have very strong memories. 6th grade, I was in a musical for Tied to the Tracks, where I played. Okay, you guys have met me, right?
Yes.
You guys have seen my skin tone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I played a character named Injun Joe.
Oh no.
So I'm just gonna leave that there.
Yeah.
In 8th grade, I played Little John in an adaptation of Robin Hood. I do not remember what I played in 7th grade. This scares me. I have kept memories of Injun Joe, and I can't remember what I played in 7th grade.
That's frightening.
It's
Yeah, well, I guess the one thing is I'm still playing RuneScape, so, like, you know, the more things change, right? How hard could it be to fish this thing out of the well? Why on earth did we have to do it this way? Like, just go put it in the bank and the guy would not be none the wiser. The final gardener we need to talk to is Bernald, who's having a bit of vine trouble. Specifically, they're diseased and no amount of plant cure seems to be working. We offer to help out in exchange for some seeds, and after he agrees, we head off to find an expert.
Has ever needed a game, like an entire game, to die in a car fire?
Yes, but usually for 2 human-related reasons.
Fair.
So when are you streaming that, Graham?
Don't wish that on anybody, Connor. Said expert tells us to mix a crushed rune essence in with a vial of plant cure, and wouldn't you know it, but that's exactly what the doctor ordered. With the vine seeds in tow, all we need to do is wait for the other things to finish growing, and we can move on with the quest. And you already know how that part went. This is always the inconvenient part of quests, where you have to grow something, since just having to wait to make any progress is rarely any fun. It's the part of what makes farming so tedious to train. The other version of RuneScape has the player-owned farm, which not only makes training farming much faster, but provides a lot of other raw materials while you do it. I know it's been pitched before for an old school version, so we'll have to see if it ever gets added. But that's all the time we have for today. Tune in next time when we'll cause those international incidents I mentioned at the top of the video, and also start working on the most useless method of transportation in the game. You can catch us live on my Twitch channel at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time every Monday, where we're going through these quests live. And, as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had as much fun with this one as I did making it, and I will catch you in the next one.